In this module, you will learn how to submit a credit invoice into the Open Invoice portal. Requirements: an original, approved or paid invoice. Credit invoice backup documentation. PO and PO line number. Let's begin. From the Open Invoice dashboard, hover over the Orders tab and click Search Purchase Orders. Put in your PO number in the order number field. Click the Search button. In the search results below, your PO results will populate. To the left of the PO number, there is an Action button. Click to drop down. Click Create Invoice to proceed. This page is for all of the invoice header information. For a credit invoice, you will need to immediately change the invoice type to credit invoice. A warning pop-up will appear letting you know that changing the invoice type will alter the value of each line item quantity when selecting the next button. Click OK to dismiss the warning. In the invoice number field, you will put in your credit invoice number. Typically the preceding original invoice number with CR on the end. Either way, this has to be a unique invoice number. The invoice date defaults to present day's date. You may change it to your document date if needed, but does not play a role in payment terms as they begin on the date of successful invoice submission. Service dates are required. This date drives what Pricebook lines populate for availability. You may fill that in here, but you will be required to re-enter the dates on the next screen. The description field is required and can be used for any descriptive commentary for your invoice. A Pricebook supplier will need to select a Pricebook. If you have one Pricebook on file, the Pricebook will be auto-selected for you. Otherwise, drop down and select the appropriate Pricebook for the invoiced items. For this invoice, we are going to drop down and make our selection. Click the Next button to proceed. The first thing you will see is the red alert warning at the top of the page. This warning is letting you know that you will need to edit the line item details on your specific invoice lines. These are in yellow. To get into an invoice line item, you will always click into the description of the line. This will open up the line item detail page. Since you are invoicing through your PO directly, the PO number and PO line number is auto-populated for you. Service dates are required. These dates drive what Pricebook items are available for you to select. When you invoice for Pricebook items, the On Pricebook button should be selected. If it is not auto-selected, go ahead and select it. In the Product Service field, you may type in the part number, description or a star to populate a full drop-down to select from. In this case, we'll use the star function. Put the star in the field and select your item from the drop-down. In the Details section, the quantity and rate is required. For credit invoices, your quantity field will be a negative value. In this case, we'll type in -5. The rate will need to be the same rate as what you originally billed on the original invoice. You can then see your total at the end of the row in a negative value. This means you have successfully entered the line item value. Taxes have to be configured in your portal if you intend on invoicing with tax. If you have tax configured, select the appropriate tax box and the tax value will calculate. This will apply if you have originally billed for tax on the original invoice. With a discrete PO, the charge code field will auto-populate. If the charge code does not auto-populate, you will need to save your invoice and contact your HES representative for them to open this charge code back up for a credit entry. Attempting to add in a charge code will result in an automated invoice rejection. Click the Submit button to proceed. You are now back to the beginning of the invoice where you can double-check for value and totals. If everything looks good so far, you are ready to reference the original invoice. This step cannot be skipped. If skipped, the invoice will be auto-rejected due to no original invoice referenced. Click the Original Invoice button. In the provided field, put in your original invoice number. Click Apply Filter. The invoice number should populate below. The invoice should be in approved or paid status. Click the bubble selection in the row where your original invoice is, to pull in this number to populate into the invoice header section. Click the Next button to proceed. Confirm your original invoice number is embedded into the header as shown. It will be hyperlinked in blue and is a good indication that it was successfully referenced. Confirm one more time that the total amount shown in the portal matches what you have intended to invoice for. Now you are ready to attach the required backup documentation. Click the Attach file at the selections at the bottom. Click Choose File. Make your invoice attachment selection from where you have saved it from. In the attachment description box, you can put in any text that relates to your invoice. A popular text is the word invoice. This text will be used to hyperlink your attachment to the portal in your final screen. Click the Next button to proceed. Confirm your attachment exists in the Attachments section. The blue hyperlink will be of the text you created in the previous screen. You are now ready to submit the invoice to Hess. Click the Submit to Buyer button to proceed. Click the Submit button to proceed. Your invoice submission confirmation will follow. This concludes Open Invoice training for this module. For all invoice inquiries, send an email to vendorqueryep@hess.com.